What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to another great video. You've probably heard about the MCU's new release and are probably even a fan of Ms. Marvel, but do you know some hidden truths behind the plot of the show? In this video, we'll take a look at the secret truth behind Ms. Marvel. Number 5. Plot of the show. Before we get into the juicy details about the secret truth behind Ms. Marvel, first let's take a look at what the plot of the show entails. Ms. Marvel, the alter ego of character Kamala Khan, is an American teenager who encounters the challenges of high school on a daily basis while dealing with family drama simultaneously. On the outside, Kamala seems like a normal teenager, but this is far from the truth. Ever since she was a child, Kamala has been obsessed with the Marvel Universe and has multiple merchandise items of the Avengers. But the obsession doesn't just end at the point of Kamala owning Avengers' merchandise. Kamala soon encounters an ancient bracelet which changes her life. She discovers that her life is not similar to the people around her, and the bracelet that's come under her possession has superpowers. The bracelet possesses supernatural powers of light, which helps Kamala's Marvel fantasy turn into a reality. The plot revolves around Kamala discovering the bracelet's powers, how it impacts her life, and how she adjusts her life according to her newly found superpowers. The show has gained massive popularity amongst fans of the Marvel Universe, but since Kamala is the first brown Muslim superhero, the show is reaching new heights of fame. But is there a secret truth behind the show that fans aren't aware of? Let's take a look and find out. Number 4. The first Ms. Marvel. While Kamala has made her debut as Ms. Marvel, she isn't the first character to get the role of Ms. Marvel. Before Kamala Khan, the first Ms. Marvel was Carol Danvers. Carol's character revolved around her fight for equal pay and military respect. While Carol's role was vastly different from Kamala's, they've both been awarded the title of Ms. Marvel. If you're wondering why the character is called Ms. Marvel instead of Mrs. Marvel, this was because the writers were making an attempt to portray Ms. Marvel as a feminist icon who doesn't need a man. She's shown as a completely independent woman who has no association with men and is a superhero in a world dominated by men. While Kamala's character might not be the most accurate depiction of this fierce feminist icon, the Marvel comics go into a lot more explicit details about the character's zero reliance on men. Number 3. Is there a rift between Kamala and Carol Danvers? While it has been established that Carol Danvers is the first Ms. Marvel, it seems like Kamala's character also seems to acknowledge this fact. Throughout the plot, it's evident that Kamala sees Carol Danvers as not just her predecessor, but also an idol. However, in the 2015 comics, Kamala and Carol are brought together and the two join hands to save the world from an apocalypse. While Kamala's immediate reaction upon meeting her idol was to freak out, she calms down later and the duo then works together to save the citizens of Jersey City. However, things did not remain well within the two. Soon after the two saved the world from an apocalypse, the two heroes encounter the Civil War II, where Carol used inhuman powers to bring justice. Through her powers, Carol was able to get people arrested even if they had the potential to commit a violent attack. When Kamala saw this happening with one of her classmates, she realized she didn't agree with Carol's ways and decided to split ways with her. Number 2. Is the TV series similar to the comics? If you're not a fan of the Marvel Universe, you might assume that the MCU takes plots from the comics and turns them into movies and shows. However, this isn't exactly the case. For a while now, the MCU has been taking stuff from the comics and has been putting its own spin to it to produce a slightly more entertaining version for the fans who don't read comics. Ms. Marvel herself happens to be no stranger to this. Moreover, even for the fans who've read the comics, there's no fun in watching an exact adaptation of the comics on TV. For Ms. Marvel, the MCU has really made some major changes to the show that fans are probably not even aware of. The show depicts the idea that instead of one, there are two bracelets, and Kamala has the second bracelet. In order to unlock the true potential of the bracelets, the two bracelets need to come together, and this adds an interesting spin to the story. By unlocking the true potential of the two bracelets together, Kamala would be able to send the Jinn and the Clandestine back to their original dimension. Number 1. Nerd with superpowers. While Ms. Marvel has been a pretty popular character, when Marvel introduced Kamala Khan to the audiences, she soon became a big sensation amongst audiences. Kamala is the daughter of Pakistani immigrants and is a nerd who's been obsessed with the Marvel Universe for quite some time. Moreover, The nerd aspect of Kamala's character seemed to resonate heavily with the geeky audiences of Marvel, making Kamala a superhero they could relate to. So what do you think about Kamala's origin story, and who do you think is the better Miss Marvel, Kamala or Carol? Here's all you need to know about the secret truth behind Miss Marvel. Were you aware of this? Let us know in the comments what your opinions are about the plot of the show and whether or not you're a fan. Before you bounce, do be sure to like the video and subscribe. Catch you later!